Music brings joy to people, and singing is a gift that I share. Because I'm blind, I see people with my heart for who they truly are instead of what they look like on the outside. Hello everyone, Christopher Duffley here from Manchester, New Hampshire, and I'm an inspirational singer and podcaster. Joining me in the studio today is my co-host and great mom, Christine Duffley.
I believe Christopher is a gift. He's a young boy with a mission. Music's been part of his life since the beginning.
I think it's difficult to imagine how many people he impacts. He is helping you to achieve and understand what life is about.
I don't know how you package up inspiration and put it in a can or whatever, but somehow he's able to embody that, and he touches people's hearts.
God bless you all. Thank you for having us here.
Christopher came to us under special circumstances. I knew that my brother was expecting a baby with his girlfriend, and Christopher was born prematurely at 26 weeks, 1 pound, 12 ounces. And those beginning weeks were very critical, and there were times that my brother was told he wasn't going to make it. A period of time passed, and we heard no more about what happened to Christopher. And when I called social services, they told me that he was in foster care. I wasn't looking to be a supermom, but what I wanted to do was do the right thing.
This is my brother, Christopher.
The world he loves so very much.
Christopher showed signs of loving music from the moment I picked him up. He loved to clap and keep beat. Patty Cake was his first song.
Patty Cake, Baker's Man, yes, the happy boy.
His speech was simply words.
He could answer questions, but he didn't know what he was answering. He just knew that was the answer to the question.
When we enrolled him in preschool, they felt that this was pretty significant, and it was pretty obvious to me that this wasn't something that was going to go away. So we had an evaluation, and with the evaluation came an autism diagnosis. And so we brought him to music school in hopes that she could help with the communication. By 4th grade, he was starting to comprehend things better, starting to complete his homework. It was through music therapy that Christopher was really able to communicate with us and then out to the world. The teacher taught him the national anthem. What a proud moment that was to be there in that auditorium with all his classmates and veterans and family members, and to hear him sing. I'll never forget it. We went from singing the national anthem to singing Open the Eyes of My Heart on the video that went viral with that huge choir.
Open the eyes of my heart, I want to see.
There wasn't a dry eye on the place, and the ovation was crazy.
They see a story that gives them hope, whether or not they have faith.
It got 5 million views in May. So I said, wow, that's a great, in 3 weeks, 5 million views. And then in June, it gets 22.5 million views in 1 week.
I'm humbled. I am humbled by all of this. And it's because of that video that we do what we do.
1, 2, ready, go. Good, that's an octave. You see the octave? I started working with Chris in 2014. I'm his music coach, mentor, also at times just an extra voice to help get him prepared for what's going on in his life. Working with Chris at first was a little more challenging than it has become, because the way his spontaneity is, and he just kind of says whatever's in his mind, and there's no filter, which is really fun. Has taught me to be a little bit more compassionate, I think, in my own life too, with my own family, and maybe more compassionate with myself too, to, you know what, to be more blunt in a helpful way.
He's just funny. He knows how to crack a joke, even though you can say a joke, and a lot of times he doesn't know what it means.
I'm going to show you what it is like to be blind.
Christopher, I'm still in here.
Oh, whoops, sorry.
I see Chris impacting a generation. It's not just the music and just making music. He wants to advocate for people. He wants to move other people to action.
I never stop thinking of ways I can make a positive change in the world.
He's delivering something to them that's like a special package for them, like this is for you. And that's what's so wonderful. When you can touch all sorts of different people at the same time, that's a gift.
We all might have something about us that's an inconvenience, and we rise above it. And he shows us how to rise above it. And he's learning to better advocate for himself, and that's how the podcast has started.
He's not really great at expressing his feelings. That's why it's nice to have the podcast, because he can sit back, listen to it, and edit and make it sound the way he wants it to feel.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Mission Possible. I am your host, Christopher Duffley, and today we're going to hear about another incredible person on their mission. I named my podcast Mission Possible because with God, all things are possible. And the people I interview on it are people that have a mission in life.
Audio 3. Audio unchecked. Attention. Mission Possible podcast starting in 3, 2, 1.
Christopher does all his own editing and engineering. That's what he loves.
It gives him a voice, it gives him total control, also gives him an outlet to perhaps have his own business.
I'm going to try accomplishing my dream. I am hoping to either be a sound engineer or a radio station operator.
It gives him unbelievable independence because we want him to be a successful adult.
Yeah, I have blindness and autism, but it doesn't stop me.
He has a healthy level of pride. Pride, not arrogance, but he has this healthy sense of, you know what, I'm just going to go for it without thinking of fear. He really just thinks that he can talk to anyone. It doesn't matter who it is. I mean, let's get him on the phone and he's going to just do this.
Everybody has a mission in life, or at least a purpose for life. That's what, and that's what everybody in this country should believe that are watching. That's what everybody needs to believe.
When he sings, it's a whole experience. It's his whole being, it's his whole body proclaiming something, whether it's Lean on Me or Open the Eyes of My Heart. It's a total embodiment of a message, and it brings him great joy and great pleasure.
It really moves people's hearts because they kind of get out of their self and they realize if this little boy can get through all these struggles, my struggles are nowhere near his, and he can still have joy in his heart.